So Sam Bennett was back, and then he wasn't, and then he was a game time decision, and then he still skated, but he's not back, so he's not playing. The good news is that Ekblad and Montour might start practicing tomorrow, which probably means they're day-to-day until Easter. Or Memorial Day.
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans, here we go. We got the Kraken tonight, last game of the home stand. A must-have 2 points because lurking beneath the shadows, unlike a Kraken, are the Bruins and the Red Wings next week. We're already far enough out. Not even that we're looking at first or second place, but bottom line is can't get too far behind anybody in the division if you want to have realistic opportunity later on in the season. So tonight, this is a must-win against this team. You have to close it out at home. Now, as we said, Sam Bennett, this is why nobody believes Paul Maurice ever when he says anything. Because the week started with he should be back. No, excuse me. He will be back before the road trip. Then it moved all the way to he might be back on Saturday. Then he practiced. And by the time George Richards was done writing the article titled I Feel Great or whatever the hell it was that he said, by the time that was done being posted, Bennett had some kind of a setback, came off the ice, and he's not playing tonight. So E2 Lucenrinen still draws in at 2C. Now, the other news is that Ekblad and Montour are supposedly, again, the word might, start practicing tomorrow, and it looks like maybe Thanksgiving for their return. I will believe that when I see it on the ice. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what's reported. It just, I don't know what the hell's going on with these guys, especially with Sam Bennett. This is getting a little bit aggravating. The way Maurice said it is he couldn't get it loosened up. So I guess, what is it? Is it a calf muscle? Is it a groin again? Is it a quad? He's got a sprained pinky finger. What the hell is going on with these guys? Meanwhile, Bubba Brewski should be in net tonight. And again, just like the last game and the last game, I don't care how it looks anymore. I really don't. And I don't mean that like I don't care, but it's like I don't care if we win 9-8, 1-0. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care if we got to get help from the refs. I just want 2 points. That's it. We have to win some games because, like I said, Bruins, Red Wings next week, and the old adage is you can be out of it by Thanksgiving. And we have an opportunity to be either in or out of it by Thanksgiving. Please, Panthers. I want to be happy on Monday when I'm filming the Halloween special for the Bruins game. Let's get to. All right, so 1-0 Kraken after one. We're kind of lucky it's not 2-0. They've definitely had some good chances. And even though Bob didn't look good on the goal that he gave up, he's made some saves that have definitely kept this from being a worse. There's no energy. Now, I'm not going to overly complain about that too much just yet because, to be honest with you, I'd rather them come out and look lethargic in the first period and then look really good in the second period and get a few goals as opposed to their recent trend of looking really good in the beginning of the game and then blowing the game in the second period. So we'll see. But right now, the crowd is kind of dead. Nobody's really moving their legs a whole lot. I've seen Forsling get beat down the ice. The Mahura-Balinskis pair continues to struggle. They were the ones that gave up the goal. It was a comedy of errors. The puck goes off the boards. It goes between Mahura's legs. The Kraken player gets it. Balinskis just they're not moving their legs, so he gonna get, the guy didn't blow by him, but he gets beat. And then Bob, for some reason, the guy comes to the side of the net with the puck, and for some reason, I guess Bob either thought he was going to pass it over or whatnot, but Bob made a move that was nowhere near where the puck was going, and it was in the back of the net. So it's only 1-0. Let's hope that we come back, play a better second period. We need to. All right, so 2-2 after 2. Exactly what I said. Exactly what I asked for. Start slow and then come back in the second period and don't blow the game. Fantastic period of play. Tkachuk finally gets a goal. Beautiful. Kulikov gets one, right? It was, yeah. And then we are about 3 inches away from it being 5-2 Panthers because Lomberg hit the post. The Cousins hit the post. The inside of the post, too, but it's just not going in. And then Reinhardt with just a ridiculous top shelf short side snipe, and it gets called back by like an inch of offsides. So it's still 2-2. I feel good about this game, but we need to continue this. It was a completely different team in the second period. Completely different team. Maurice did a little bit of a in-game interview there with Katie, and she asked him how he liked how we were matching the Kraken's speed, and he said, not good at all, or something to that effect. So, keep it up, guys, and get 2. All right. 2 points. And what did I say? What did I say in the pregame? I don't care how it looked. I don't care. Don't care how it looks. You get 2 points right now with the injuries and the illnesses and whatever the hell's wrong with half of these guys. Bennett is really the only guy. You know what I'm trying to say, right? It doesn't matter right now how it looks. They played an ass first period. They played a really, really good second period where they easily could have had 4 or 5 goals. Okay? And then in the third period, oddly, they kind of played like they had a lead. They were playing like they were holding the lead, like they were playing for overtime. And I said on the stream, I was like, just get a greasy one. And not like a minute later, Mahura sends the puck along, behind the net into the boards. And the Kraken goalie goes behind the net to move the puck along like he would normally do. And the puck just pinballs off of the boards right to Nick Cousins, empty net, basically. And that's the game-winning goal. And then Seattle empties their net with 2 minutes left. And I think we only got like 1 clear on the icing. And basically for like the last minute of play almost, up until about 15 seconds left, whatever it was, we could not get a clear. We could not get the puck away from Seattle. And bubba. Now we watched the post game here a minute, and they gave Nick Cousins the top star, number 1 star of the game. They gave Tkachuk number 2, and they gave Kulikov number 3, and they shafted Bubba. And I was for sure Bubba would be the first star of the game. He made not just some ridiculous saves, but from some timely saves. But Chucky looked better. Nobody is being really physical. Now, I know I've been vocal about Tkachuk not being physical. Really, nobody's being very physical at all. Every once in a while, Mikula or Kulikov will lay a hit, but the style that we're playing is very similar to the style that we played last year towards the end of the season. Not so much the playoffs, but they're just not hitting. They're not being physical, but they're playing solid defensive hockey. We get 2 points, and it's not going to look pretty right now. Okay, it's just not. Okay, we're going to have to bump and grind. You know what I'm trying to say. We're going to have to grit and grind out every point that we get right now, and it might just stay that way. We're just not a well-oiled machine right now. Barkov was out there. I don't see a lot of energy from him. And who knows how many of these guys are fighting off this same illness, right? Like Barkov, I think he's as early as Thursday. The last I heard, he still hadn't been practicing because he still wasn't feeling good on Thursday. It's Saturday. How good can he feel right now, right? Kulikov missed all the practices but went out there and played. He played well. The only complaint they have about Kulikov is stop running into Bob. He like elbowed Bob in the head, and then Forsling knocked his guy into, like, Bob's getting knocked around in the head like 3 times a game. That's got to stop, okay? But other than that, one thing that Maurice did do that I liked and that worked, he swapped late in the first period. He swapped Lundell and Luosterainen. So he put Luosterainen with Kachuk and Verhaeghe. That immediately paid dividends. And then all of a sudden, Luosterainen with Cousins and Lomberg, they looked really, really, really active. Lomberg was playing a hell of a game. And all of a sudden, you move Luosterainen from 2C to 3C, and he looked like himself again. So I suspect until Bennett comes back, you'll see Lundell up there. Now, they're not getting goals, but we're not getting a lot of goals. We're winning games with close, low scores. We'll take it. 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 Okay? Boston is winning against Detroit right now. I'm not really chasing first place right now. I'm chasing third place wild card spot. That's where my eyeballs are on for the Panthers right now. Okay? So you get 2 points. Nobody got hurt, right? Didn't see anybody blocking shots, limping to the locker room, having to come back, any of that stuff. It's good. Now we've got Monday against Boston, and then we've got Thursday against Detroit. I assume we're going to see Bob in both of those games, and then I think we play Saturday again. Maybe you get Stolarz there. You can't play Bob 5 to Stolarz 1. You've got to get that down a little bit, okay? At least 4-1, because 5-1 gives Bob's like 60 games, I think it was something like that. So that needs to even out a little bit. So I don't think it'll be too long before we see Stolarz, but I assume that we're going to see Bob both against Boston and Detroit. What else did we see? The fourth line, Stenlund. First couple games I was less than impressed. You guys know I was vocal about that. He's looked really, really good after that. I feel really good about that line. Lockwood looked a little bit noticeable out there tonight. I know they're talking about that guy, Godovich. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's another fourth-line player, bigger guy. He's still hurt from last year with the Sharks, but they say he's close to getting ready to practice again. And defensively, the only real complaint that you can have is the Mahura-Balinskis pair it's kind of queasy. It makes you kind of queasy, okay? I don't know what Maurice is going to do now when Ekblad and Montour come back. I really don't. I don't see any reason, to be honest with you, I don't see any reason to break up Forsling and Larson. I know Ekblad and Forsling played together last year, and I know technically Ekblad is the number 1 defenseman, but I would rather see Forsling and Larson stay together, and then if you get Montour back, you move Kulikov down, and you go Mikkola Montour, and then when Ekblad comes back, you just go Montour Ekblad, and then you make your bottom pair Mikkola Kulikov, and then Mahura and Balinskis both get off the ice. Mahura is just not having a good year. Now, I know he got the assist on the Cousins goal tonight, but both of those guys, when they're getting the puck in the offensive zone, they're being very tentative. Instead of just shooting the puck towards the net, they're being tentative, losing the puck. And defensively, it's not terrible, right? They're not like making. It's not like if you paired Yandel with bad Mike Matheson, okay? It's not that bad. It's just noticeably not anywhere near as good as the other 2 pairs. We'll put it that way. Let's see. Anybody else? Reinhardt, it's a shame, man. What a shot. An absolute brutal snipe. Short side, above the goalie's shoulders, and it gets called back for offsides. And what we should have known, We should have known, because what did Bally's do to start the game? The first couple minutes of the game, right? They put up the graphic how Reinhardt had the NHL longest 5-game goal streak. So you knew as soon as that graphic went up what was going to happen, right? You knew that was coming. Anything else? Rodriguez didn't look, I mean, he looks fine, right? Verhaeghe, he looked a little bit more active than normal tonight. That was good to see. Chuck got his goal, and we get 2 points. Good enough. Nice and clean, nice clean game. Now these guys got to sleep tomorrow. Now Monday is the Boston game, all right? We'll be streaming. And the recap on Monday will be our annual Halloween deal. We've got some fun things planned, and I've got more ideas coming as we go. So that we're going to have fun with that. We always like to have fun with that. Carl's going to carve the pumpkins, so look forward to that on Monday. Tomorrow morning, Stu and I will be live 8 o'clock in the morning for the members and the Patreon supporters. Links are in the description. $3 a month. Don't forget, I also have the members and Patreon supporter Monday through Friday podcast. I had a couple of guests on this week. I'm going to keep adding to the guest list. Those, same thing. Members, Patreon supporters. Now, right now, I've been posting the links. The podcast is free on Spotify until I get enough downloads on Spotify where I can monetize that. Then it'll be like $3 a month like it is for everybody else. So appreciate all the support. Had a good stream tonight. Thank you all for all the super chats. Really helps out. Definitely. Food costs money, and you guys buy the food. I could lie, right? But you guys buy the food. It is what it is. All right, Panthers get a big 2 points. Stu and I see you again in the morning.